Hello and welcome to the Age of Dawn Zhaohui story event. Another mini event, I would say. It's also very likely unvoiced. And in case it is voiced, it's a Chinese voiceover, because I switched them here and there. But yeah, we meet her in the Grey Wings event, the Aeon event, with together. She's pretty new. And we meet her together with Dayan and her sister. So, not sure where she plays right now in the story and where this event goes in the story too. The same as Zhaohui event was. The Escape from Cybergo event was actually right after the Pelion story. I assume that will be like a filler, a backstory, some sort of things. So let's just start with the first stage. An opportunity for reunion. A possibility is a certainty. We shall meet in the end. Krieg! With a deafening screech, the door to the intercontinental train car slowly grinds open. A green-haired, tinted figure rides the flow of the crowd into the cabin and quickly strides over her cramped window seat. I'm on the train. I will be back once the request is complete. Dan will manage the squad affairs while I'm away. I would also urge everyone to rationally consider my proposal. We actually, by the way, we actually never really heard her voice in the story. You can saw audio files, so I think she's pretty serious sounding, and looks like she is after the Dayan and she's on some personal business. After sending that message to the squad's group chat, Zhaohui puts down her comm terminal and turns her gaze outside the train window. Somewhere in the place where she cannot see, a gigantic MBV is encamped in the wilderness over 10 kilometers away from the supply station. Just then, metal shutters close over the armored glass window on the cabin, obscuring everything from view. With nothing to look at, Zhaohui shifts her gaze, look inside the cabin. More and more people file into the cabin, filling up the seats around her. Soon there's a loud whistling as the fully loaded train launches into motions, gradually picking up speed as it puts out of this tiny supply station and also away from the Elmo. She actually spotted us, but does she know us at this time frame? 1 week ago, aboard the Elmo. The Elmo was set off once again after the mission to render emergency assistance to 404. We are heading towards Lviv to keep up our promise with Kalina. So we are kinda connected to the main story, okay. Ever since we got caught up in the crazy commotions, the mastermind hidden within the shadows have gradually come to the fore. As a result, the agreement that has bound me for 10 years has begun to lapse, and the number of those who just so happen to return to the Elmo has grown as well. Still don't know much about this agreement. I have a hunch that don't even the Girls Frontline 1 veterans, if I may say so, know much about this agreement. While meeting old friends again is always a joyous occasion, it does lead to some awkward moments at times. For instance, a herd of upshares in a place like this? That does seem to be the case. What should we do about them, Commander? 3 minutes ago, I was chatting idly with the others when I got reports from Mailing. The Elmo encountered a herd of upshares while cruising across the landscape. I reflexively began issuing orders to the dolls around me in order to get us into action quickly and minimize damage to the MBV's undercarriage. Centauri C. Macchiato guard their forward engine. Monsoon squad will cover their rear. Dayan, Zhenyu, Zhaohui flank from behind and pick off any upshares that approach. Yeah, well, why did they answer with German? Like, why Macchiato too? But anyway, yes. Understood. Time for me to show my stuff. By the way, when are you playable? As I finish giving orders, the doll reply in the affirmative, one after another. The sole exceptions in the doll in green before me, who is stroking her knife as she queers up an eyebrow. The Zhaohui, she's the only one that actually don't know us. Am I a part of this operation too? I smile sheepishly as I look at her. Well, am I? After realizing what I have done, I look at Zhaohui and the embarrassed smile fades from my face. During the years since I left Griffin, Dayan, Jiang Yu, and TZ75, who has not arrived at time to meet me, found each other in the discrimination zones, started traveling together, and eventually formed a band, Tactical Squad, Monsoon Squad. When Dayan and Jiang Yu came to my aid, Zhang, the leader of Monsoon Squad, accompanied them without complaints. Strictly speaking, however, she and her squad are not part of the Elmo, and as such I have no authority over her or any rights to give her orders. Yeah, let's see if she is cool with this or not. I'm sorry, I started barking orders without realizing it, and I didn't seek your opinion on the matter. Still, this is something of an emergency, so would you mind if I borrowed 2 of your members for the time being? Naturally, if you were willing to help out too. I don't mind at all. As the saying goes, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. That said, Monsoon Squad has not conducted many joint operations with other tactical units in the past, so we are not really used to it. What do you mean you're not used to it? Just stay on the Elmo for a few more days and you will be right at home. Jiang Yu walks over with a cheerful smile on her face and pats Zhaohui on the shoulder. The commander is super trustworthy, you know? When it comes to fighting, just leave everything to him. Right, let's go then. Zhaohui nods and says no more. She follows Jing Yu and the others as they jog down the corridor. As I watch her eyes catching green silhouettes shrink into the distance, I shake my head. Rosa hears me and approaches, tactical tablet in hand. Commander, should we hold a welcome party for Monsoon Squad? I just checked. We have some decorations left over in this storeroom. Man, what is this with these welcomes parties? Rosa, like, this is like the second time she approached with the welcome parties. No, let's leave the welcome party for later. Yeah, we had bad experience with each welcome party. Like, literally, one welcome party was currently gone, and the other welcome party we got invaded by Y-Jaegers and got the box stolen. Who knows what happened next? We still don't know what Monsoon thinks about all of this. And Zhaohui, or better to say CZ75, isn't with them either. Wait, no, CZ75 is somewhere else, I guess. It will be very awkward if they end up declining our offer. In that case, what if we have Monsoon Squad put on a guerrilla performance? They just finished an emergency reinforcements mission, so having them put on a show would be a way for them to relax. You can use this as an opportunity to have a good chat with the rest of the Monsoon too. That does sound like a worth to try. Can you help make the arrangements closer? Just leave it to me. Oh yes, Commander, there's one more thing. She hands me her tablet. The screen shows a new email from Brief. Investigating unusual YEG activity. Brief sure knows how to sell me with more works. Can we not take this one? We barely just scrap together these few days of free time. But Commander, the payout for this mission is the biggest we have recently gotten. And besides, Brief hands out commissions based on the contractor's previous performance. Yeah, probably this is also the one with more danger, if this has like higher pay. Let me guess. We are in the red again. Most perceptive, Commander. We spent a lot on that operation to assist 404, and now that we have more people on the Elmo, we may have to throw ourselves on Miss Cullen's mercy when we arrive in Reef. At this rate, it will be a mercy if we actually make it to Reef in the first place. Take care of this commission tour. We will hit out once Monsoon Squad does their show. Understood. 2 days ago on the Elmo. Are we going even more back in time? The lodge is packed with people, even though it's close to midnight. Monsoon Squad first Guerrilla Live has just ended in a resounding success. Fair play! Marvelous! Your dancing was magical, Zhang Yu. I thought Miss Dayan. Yu Zhang's music was motivating too. I preferred Miss Zhaohui's Suona accompaniment. The solo near the end was quite stirring. Upon hearing people praise them, Zhang Yu puffs up her chest with a smirk on her face. How is that, Commander? I did well, didn't I? Yes, you did. My hands are actually sore from clapping. Too bad we could not do the complete show because Faye isn't here. If all the Monsoons were here and we had Faye to play the drums for us, we would really bring the house down. Isn't that right, Pixies? Zhaohui? So Faye, I think Faye is the ZC-75 and actually the next doll that we get in the next event. Zhang Yu merely grabs Dan with one hand and Zhaohui with the other, placing herself between them. Yes, I do hope Faye will be able to return soon. My dear sister's been rather listless while handling the drums without Faye around to be her sparring partner. Every member of Monsoon truly is indispensable. Dayan smiles and squishes Jiangyun's cheeks. In contrast, Zhaohui puts their Suona away and silently takes a step away from the group. Okay, this is such a difficult event with all these Chinese names and on top of these Chinese instruments. I assume they're Chinese, but they are very exotic instruments. That would depend on the circumstances. At times, removing an unnecessary core improves the piece as a whole. What that's supposed to mean? Since when did Big Sis put unnecessary stuff into her work? There are not any in Monsoon's compositions, but the same does not necessarily apply to others. Zhaohui shoots me a meaningful look. What do you mean, others? You're just looking for a reason to slack off, aren't you? Big Sis, see what she's doing? Jiang Yu pawns in annoyance, but Zhaohui pays her no further heed, merely nodding to me in acknowledgement before leaving the group entirely. She finds a quiet corner and begins looking at her communicator terminal. The lodge is warmly lit and full of life, yet this green figure seems to radiate an aura that deters others. Occasionally, curious dolls try to approach her, but in the end, they are driven off by Zhaohui's cold intensity. What if we bring Vector to her and make a cold intensity with this cold intensity? I don't know. I just feel they're like a little bit similar. A little bit. Both SMG, both have short hair. Both look like very mature. I don't know. Should take this opportunity to speak with Zhaohui. After making up my mind, I begin heading towards here. However, right as I do, Zhaohui suddenly puts her terminal away and approached me instead. Commander, are you free? There's something I would like to discuss with you. Of course. In fact, I was just about to speak to you. Zhaohui raises an eyebrow in surprise. I get right to it, then. Commander, I would like to leave the Elmo for a while. Pardon? Please, don't get me wrong. This is a purely personal matter. A friend of mine needs my help with a commission, and I think that it is a good chance to consider the future for you, me, and the Monsoon squad. Zhaohui's words takes me completely by surprise. Still, she has a point. This is a good chance for her to take some free time and consider the future of Monsoon squad. By all means, I have no objection to that. Thank you, Commander. With all I have to say, you said you wanted to speak to me? All the words I had in mind seemed to lose all meaning in the face of Zhaohui's calm expression. It's a little bit tricky situation because she's like the leader of the squad and we are like the ex-leader. It's like meeting the ex of your boyfriend? No, it's... Yeah, not sure. I hope you understand the idea. But yeah, it's basically like... Maybe she is a little bit worried about that we steal her group. Oh well, perhaps now it is not the right time. It's nothing. We can talk about it when you get back. Since you are heading out, you should talk to your teammates about it. After giving up on an idea of having an in-depth conversation with Zhaohui, I nod to her and leave the lodge. Zhaohui watches the commander leave, and then she turns her gaze to Jiang Yu and Dayan, who are in the middle of a throng of dolls. Should she interrupt this lively gathering now? Zhaohui wonders. By the way, we just switched the POVs. However, Dayan seems to sense Zhaohui looking at her, and she soon exits the group to approach the latter. Zhaohui, what are you talking about the commander just now? You are just saying hello. Sure. Was he You seem rather subdued tonight for some reason. Are you still not used to this place? I apologize for not being considerate. It was my fault for asking you to come all the way out here with us. There's a worried look on Diane's face, though she already knows what's weighed on Zhaohui's heart. However, Zhaohui dismissed it with a slight shake of her head. You don't have to apologize. We are a team, and it is only natural that we should travel together. Trusting in you was also a collective decision, and Faye would have come too if she were able. Thank you. With that being said, would you like to meet some of my past friends? Miss Groza mentioned she would hope tonight would help you to get acquainted with everyone, but it appears to have inconvenienced you instead. Zhaohui shakes her head again. There's no reason for that. We still have a lot of time. Don't have to rush things. Yeah, that phrase is saying when there's something bad about to happen. After this roundabout refusal, the two of them briefly fall silent. Zhaohui once again glances towards the center of the lounge, where Jingyu is happily discussing the finer points of her performance with several of the Elmo's dolls in the space that was cleared out of the show. She contemplates her words for a moment, and then she speaks again. What do you plan to do after this? Will you stay on the Elmo? What do we plan to... Zhaohui, are you saying you are not going to stay with us? I'm simply unsure to whatever remaining here is the right choice. Monsoon Squad ought to be like the wind, should we not? Constantly on the move, constantly setting out the new travels. At the very least, that was what I believed when I first agreed to become leader. Yeah, she's probably not very happy, and I already sense this very unhappy and settling when we met her first in the Greymon Wings event, where she was just there, but she was very, let's say, out of place. Zhaohui. Hey, Big Sis, Zhaohui, what's going on? You both look so serious. Let me into it, too. Upon seeing Diane and Zhaohui whispering to each other, Jiang Yu immediately excuses herself and scrambles over, inserting herself between the two of them. Jiang Yu, we are discussing Monsoon's future. Zhaohui does not give Diane a chance to soften the blow. If we remain on the Elmo, then will Monsoon still be Monsoon? I want to know what you and Faye think about all of this. Of course we will. Monsoon is the same way anywhere we go, right? No, wait. What are you talking about this all of a sudden? And why did you bring Faye into this? What are you getting at, Zhaohui? After her outburst, Jiang Yu glances over at Diane's frowning face, and understanding gradually dawns on her. Ah, wait! Are you saying you want to break up Monsoon? Jiang Yu's sudden exclamations draws a few curious looks from the nearby dolls. Jiang Yu grabs Zhaohui by the shoulder and starts shaking her. Not daring to believe her ears, Zhao Hu remains silent, neither nodding nor shaking her head. But why? We are a team, aren't we? Even if you are the leader, you can't. You can't decide to break up just like that. Yes, Zhaohui, even if you are not used to the Elmo. Down and listen to me. I did not say I was going to break up Monsoon. Zhaohui calmly raises her terminal and shows it to the two of them. I might be the squad leader, but I have never once felt that Monsoon's fate is mine to decide. I know that the Elmo and the commander have a place in your heart, just as I know Monsoon has a place in ours. Therefore, what I put forward was merely a suggestion, one that requires fan involvement as well. Looks like we will see the Monsoon's future in the next event. Let me see. Yang Yu starts her terminal and finds the latest message in the squad's group chat. I would like you to decide on the future of Monsoon squad roster before I finish my commission. Huh? Is it from Faye? Wait, what commission? Did Monsoon squad get a new commission? No, not Monsoon squad, just me. I received a personal request from an old friend just now. Do you remember Amida? That name sounds familiar. Isn't she that broker of yours who saved you and helped fix your frame? Indeed, she asked me to help bodyguard a friend of hers. I checked the location of the commission and it is located in the nearby city. It is just a few hours away by train. Huh? So you are going to run off by yourself to handle a commission? And you're leaving us here too? Do what? Decide whatever you're staying or going? Zhaohui, do you even need to think about this? Jingyu. Of course you do. Monsoon has never encountered a situation like this before, and I believe that we all need to take some time to think about it. In any case, I have already spoken to the commander about leaving the Elmo for the time being. See, that exchange just now was. Did the commander agree to it? Zhaohui nods. Right, I understand. Pixies? Jingyu tugs unhappily on their sleeves, but the latter merely nods. It seems she has accepted Zhaohui's suggestion. In that case, how much time do we have to decide? Zhaohui turns to look at Dayan. The expression seems much more composed in contrast to Dayan's worried look and Jingyu's scowling face. Not too long. The commission will be 2 weeks long. I hope that when we meet again, we will be able to make a decision that none of us will regret. That sounds pretty serious. Another plan, rather than trying to sweet talk the refugee, perhaps eliminating their competition would be more efficient. Something is tapping on the ground. The crisp sound of footsteps echoes down the alley. Zhaohui follows the address displayed on her terminal and turns a corner into yet another run-down alley. The already poor lighting is obscured further by the tall, crumbling walls around her, making the cramped alley appear even more oppressive. Are Ida and the Alia Troupe really located here? Zhaohui comes to a halt as she eyed her surrounding and suspicion before checking the terminal again. However, the terminal indicates that the blinking icon of her destination is close by. Looks like they are. Still, this commission of Amidas is really? 2 days ago on the Elmo. God, okay, so we're back time. Okay. I already lost track of which day it is. Zhaohui Chairman has been vibrating through the show. Upon noticing the name blinking on the screen, Zhaohui quickly excuses herself and leaves. Okay, this is like right in that moment. On the sort of welcome party. After finding a quiet corner, Zhaohui takes a call. What's the matter, Amida? Zhaohui, you free? Can you help bodyguard a friend of mine? Direct to business. Just direct to business. Like, just can you do this? Her theater troupe is going on a tour in the Yellow Zone for a couple of weeks, but she's been really unlucky lately and keeps getting harassed by weirdos, so I'm a little worried. I want to hire a PMC squad to protect her, but she said the troupe could not afford to hire security, and they were worried that the security people would interfere with the performance because they don't know about the showbiz. Plus, she said she didn't want me to pay and basically just shut down all my suggestions. So I thought and thought about who I knew that could fight and understand this theater stuff, and in the end, only you came to my mind. But if she won't accept bodyguard, then how am I supposed to protect her? Just pretend you are the other part of the spectrum. I have got a brilliant plan. Just say you're a friend of mine and that you want to join the troupe as an assistant too. Gain some performance experience. She's a nice person, and I'm sure she will say yes if she hears that a friend needs help. I didn't say I was free. Take the commission. But you answered me. That means you are definitely open to it. Her name is Ida. This is where she and her troupe are staying for the time being. Please, please help me out. I will pay you for this. You don't have to. I will be doing you a favor. After ensuring that the address is correct, Zhaohui hits into the depths of the twisted alley. Just then, a scream comes from within. I guess yeah means a scream. The panic shriek seems especially loud in the dark confines of the alley. Zhaohui breaks into a sprint as she runs towards the source of the sound. But then, she sees a dark shape suddenly burst out of the shadow and dart past her. Help! He took my bag! Stop him! Before the voice finished speaking, Zhaohui has already turned around and is hot on the heels of the robber. The robber clearly doesn't expect Zhaohui to catch up so soon and pulls out a knife, swinging it wildly at her. Well, I'm asking myself how we explain this one. Zhaohui nimbly evades the slashing knife and kicks it away before grabbing the robber, armed with lightning speed. With a quick reversal of her grip, take him off his feet. She slams him to the ground and pins him there. Ugh! Oh, that hurts! Zhaohui ignores the robber's cries of pain and unwinds the cloth from her arm, using it to hog-tie the man. After that, she picks up the bag the robber was holding and heads back into the depths of the alley. There's a boy there who is struggling to get to his feet. A head lies before him on the dusty alley ground. Wait, don't say me that Ellen is a boy? So she walks up to him, then picks up the head before stuffing it and the bag into the boy's hands. Here, your things. Unfamiliar young man. Oh, yes. The boy clearly is still shocked as he numbly accepts his belongings from her. Zhaohui gently pats his shoulder like she's trying to console him. It's okay, just catch your breath. I will contact the police. They will send someone over to take care of this son. Thank you. After hugging his back and painfully having for a bit, the boy finally managed to calm down. He stands up, dusts himself off, and puts on his hat back on his head before bowing slightly to Zhaohui. Thank you. Thank you very much for your help just now. In stark contrast to his static clothes, the boy's voice is clear and compelling. Don't worry about it. It was nothing. Still, why did you come here over by yourself? Do you live here? I guess sort of. The truth is, I came here to collect inspirations. I'm from the acting troupe. We have a play which we are going to perform while doing a charity tour in the Yellow Zone. But my guard told me that there was room for improvement, so I asked everyone in the troupe to come here to take in surroundings so we could understand the audience better. He is from the troupe group, right? See? It looked just like in the Yellow Zona, right? Well, you do like the Yellow Zona residents I have seen before. See, everyone in the troupe was saying that this outfit was perfect for their female lead to wear while traveling on the Yellow Zone. I don't know what it is. The female lead? Zhaohui scans the boy again. It is a girl, right? It's girl name. I'm not crazy, right? Yup. Our play is about two girls becoming friends and adventuring in various parts of the world. But nah, this is a boy. No, what I want to ask you, you are a girl? The boy blinks, then reaches up his head. She removes it, and a shock of soft, combed hair spills out as she merrily laughs. Yep, 100% girl right here. Looks like my immersive style of cultural inspiration was a great success. Immersive style? This outfit might look raggedy and all, but it is our actual stage costume. I'm wearing this so I can get into the character more easily. Still, I did not expect to get robbed even though I look so destitute. Just my luck, I guess. Although, when you think about it, it's quite common for people to these areas to get robbed too. Maybe I should try and work this part into their script as well. She's very positive. Optimistic. The girl pulls out her terminal and quickly notes it down. The girl's panic from just now seems to fade as she gets more and more into their immersive cultural inspiration. It is only when she finally finished making her notes that she realizes that there is someone beside her waiting patiently. I'm sorry, I ended up getting carried away and babbling nonsense. You must have been bored, right? I mean, thank you very much for what you just did now. I'm an actress from the Thalia troupe. May I know who you are? Hello, I'm Zhaohui. Zhaohui holds out a hand to her, a faint, slightly rigid curve tugging at the corner of her lips. She's trying her best to smile. Do you know perhaps Miss Ida of the Thalia Troupe? I guess this is Miss Ida and we will have a hard time to explain how we just got that robber. Without pretending that we are, yeah, Ida. And that's what happened, manager. Maybe it's a good argument for us now that we need a bodyguard, like she needs a bodyguard. What do you think of Miss Zhaohui? Can she join us? Becomes highly recommended by that broker friend of mine. After returning to their Troupe's temporary quarters, the girl explains Zhaohui's circumstances to the troupe manager. The manager gives Zhaohui's CV a once over and is very pleasant by it. Hello, manager, but this is a girl. That's pretty much for sure. I didn't expect you to be a doll with both stage and combat experience, Miss Zhaohui. Is that broker friend of yours who is vouching for her the one who burst into tears while watching our performance show? If I'm not wrong, the name sounded like yours. Something da? That's her. Yes, her name is Amida. She might be small, but she's a big figure in the underground broker business. Yes, I remember her. The Cotermination sons really do bred talent peoples. The manager looks at Zhaohui. To be honest, we are hunting for manpower for the store. Anyone with plenty of experience and who can handle many roles is more than welcome to join us, dolls or otherwise. However, this is a charity tour in the Cotermination zones. We won't be making much in the way of fees, and the troop budget is... well, your salary might be... The manager smiles bitterly. It's alright, I'm here to get experience. Being paid for it is secondary. I'm glad that doesn't bother you. Oh, I know it. I know that this charity work is... probably is enough for 1 or 2 meals. So is that a yes, manager? Of course. Frankly speaking, I need to thank you for joining us on such short notice, Miss Zhaohui. The troop manager looks at Zhaohui and holds out a welcome hand. Glad to have you with us, Miss Zhaohui. The Thalia Troupe welcomes you. Beside her manager, Aida laughs and pats Zhaohui on the shoulder. Yep, we will be traveling parties going forward, Miss Zhaohui. Barren hunting ground. Someone is always needed to clear this place up. The Thalia Troupe convoy pulls slowly into the settlement and comes to a halt amidst loud cheering. A vehicle door opens and the troop dismount, disposing huge crates on the patch of open ground. The girl at their head gives everyone present a breezy greeting. The wrinkles between Zhaohui's eyebrows softens a little as she takes in the boisterous crowds outside. She drags a couple of heavy crates from the cargo bed and follows after the girl. Where are we putting those crates? Just put them beside the advertising billboards for now. Zhaohui, those crates are kind of heavy, aren't they? You should let the props department move them. She doesn't know. You literally just witness us like helping her get a robber done with probably inhuman speed. That's alright. It is no trouble for me. As she says so, Zhaohui hoists the crates into a large circular clearing that's reached by a fence of wooden posts and old ropes. She laid the crates in the center of the space reserved for the stage, then bends down to straighten a bunch of simple-looking billboards. Said billboards were made just for this show. The pitted surfaces are covered in huge, eye-catching letters. The Daybreak Oath. Play is now on tour. As she sees what Zhaohui is doing, the girl laughs and heads over to help. You're way too nice. Why we took on the assistants, you end up doubling an escort and took out all these elites too. It must have been hard. You don't need to take all of those other tasks as well. Not at all. I'm helping myself by doing that too. There are not many troopers out there who welcomes dual assistants, and I would like more show experience myself. Don't say that. You know the state our troops is in. We are lucky enough to have people wanting to help out. We don't have the right to be picky. Speaking of which, are you trying to build up the experience because of that band of yours? I remember Amida said something about Monsoon or something. What a nice name. Going whatever you please like the wind. You must have been to a lot of places in the past, right? Zhaohui hands freeze mid-movement, but only for a moment. Yes, I haven't been to many satellite cities. So you get to travel and perform with your friends. I'm so envious. Ida smiles, then sighs quietly. For some reason, there's a hint of sadness in her expression. Miss Aida? Is something wrong? Miss Aida, aren't you traveling with the troop too? Yeah, but everyone here is a friend of mine. But there are times when I wish I had a closer friends around. Damn. Is this what's happening here? She's just facing the same situation that Zhaohui? Well, let's leave that aside for now. I suddenly remember that it is going to be a while before rehearsal. So could you do me a favor, Miss Zhaohui? What do you need? Ada pulls a copy of the script and her comm terminal from her bag. Well, I hear one of the residents says there was an abandoned town around here, not far from our camp. Could you accompany me there? I would like to take this opportunity to gather more inspirations about the Yellow Zone. I'm sure the manager and the others will be better with you around, right, manager? Ada waves to the manager, who is fairly close by. After seeing her sunny smile, the manager has no choice but to wave back. Go ahead, but don't take too long and stay safe. I will be fine with Miss Zhaohui around, don't worry. Let's head out then, Miss Zhaohui. Our jeep is this way, follow me. Screech? In keeping with Aida's request, Zhaohui brings the jeep to a halt on the streets of the abandoned town. The moment it stops, Aida practically bursts out the door and runs over to stand in front of a cluster of buried buildings. I do hope we don't find any radios, guys. No, this looks pretty intact. Ah, the walls on the side collapsed, and the pipes are all rusted through. Still, they make a good reference, along with the abandoning cabling here. I should get the footage of the cracks on the walls too. Aida holds her terminal up and begins recording her surroundings as she walks forward. What a shame. This town is completely ruined. I wonder why. Elites, collapse radiations, Jaegers. Take your pick. Paradias? Zhaohui keeps a watchful eyes on the surrounding as she walks behind Aida. Still, I can't see all things of a firefight. Perhaps the residents fought Jaegers here. I see, those Jaegers really are everywhere, aren't they? Looks like you need to know how you to defend yourself when you are traveling in the yellow zone. Aida's mood turns morose all of a sudden. However, she soon perks up and begins rattling off questions while filming her surroundings. Miss Zhaohui, since you travel with your friends all the time, you must have passed through the yellow zone quite often, right? Are your friends as awesome as you are? Yes, they are skilled. As both fighting and performance. Whoa, that's amazing. Then, are they on the tour recently? Why didn't they come with you? Yeah, why did we have to go solo? Was there any requirement? The sudden questions about why she has parted ways with her friends catches Zhaohui off guard as she lapses into silence. After thinking about her answer for a bit, Zhaohui is about to speak when she hears a suspicious sound, footsteps on their paved road, and the sound of an unfamiliar male voice speaking. Didn't you say you saw that woman leaving the troop with her friend? Where the hell is she? Search harder. There's jeep by the side on the road. They cannot get so far. Before Aida can reach, Zhaohui grabs her hand and ducks behind a nearby wall with her. Zhaohui looks Aida in the eyes, then shakes her head and speaks in a quiet voice. Shh, we have been followed. What? I don't know who they are, but it seems they are gunning for you. There are two of them. Maybe fans? Wait, me? Aida's body begins to tremble. Sensing Aida's fear, Zhaohui gently but firmly presses down on her shoulder. Aida, have you ever seen an upside-down tortoise? Their little legs flailing in the air as they try to get upright. What? Stay here, don't move. I will show you now. Right as she finished speaking, Zhaohui springs out of the cover. Wow! Wow! We're actually using weapons against civilians. The green flash. Her bullets and her blades streak through the mid-air towards the two men peering into the rubble. They are instantly thrown into disarray and stumble back to the ruined walls, completely off balance. The heck are you running for? Shoot her! She's just one girl! Okay, they're actually armed, I guess. She's so fast! I cannot get... A green cord flash interrupts his reply with a kick, and his attempt at striking back is cut off by an emerald-knifed hand strike. The leading man goes down and Zhaohui steps in the fill of the gap. Green-tinted knife slides through the air in front of the other man, cutting off his escape and cornering him in an instant. In less time than it takes to draw a breath, the knife's edge presses against the man's throat, and Zhaohui speaks coldly. Freeze. Using ropes from their jeep, Zhaohui trusses them up like turkey and lifts them tied up, upside down. Again. Using ropes from their jeep, Zhaohui trusts them like turkey and lifts them tied upside down by the roadside. She then dusts off her hands before lightly clapping a hand on Aida's shoulder. Upside down torsos. Won't be winning any races with bunnies, that's for sure. It is a turtle versus bunny and not tortoise. I'm pretty sure of it too. The bound men are struggling and appear to be trying to speak, but their gags prevent them from doing so. All they can manage are muffled vocalizations. As Aida watches them squirm in their bonds, their tension finally leaks from their hands and she laughs. I feel much better now. Thank you, Zhaohui. Wei? You're welcome. Still, who are those people? Why would they go after you? I don't know. Aida bites her lips and shakes her head. Upon seeing that Aida is completely clueless, Zhaohui walks up and puts out the gag from one of them. Why are you following Aida? Who sent you? Our employer told us to follow the lead's address of the troop. We were just doing this because we are getting paid. We don't know anything. Sure. Who hired you? It was an anonymous request made through the underground market. How the hell would we know? Why don't you ask this chick who would have a grudge against her? The man's answer is direct and to the point. Zhaohui turns to look at Aida. What did he say? Was anonymous? Why don't you ask this chick who would have a grudge against her? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Well, Aida? A grudge against me? Aida clenches her fist and thinks of it a bit, but then she shakes her head. I'm sorry, Miss Zhaohui. I cannot think of anyone. Would they be going after the troop? I mean, I'm the lead actress. Zhaohui is silent for a moment, then turns back to the bound man, a knife raised. However, just as Zhaohui is about to bring it to their neck, Aida suddenly steps up and tugs on Zhaohui. Miss Zhaohui, please wait. This name, my god, I will be expert by pronouncing this name after this event. Zhaohui frowns. Aida tightens her grip around Zhaohui's arms and shakes her head worriedly. You won't learn anything even if you keep questioning them, right? The show hasn't yet started, and the troop will have to stay here for a while. If we end up offending someone now... Alright, I understand. Zhaohui swipes her knife through the air one more time before returning it to its sheath. The ropes behind the man comes apart, and the two upside-down tortoises fall heavily to the ground. Zhaohui leans against the two men's jeep and icily watches the two men trying to free themselves. She's a little bit into has a sadistic nature, I guess. I'm letting you go because Aida pleaded for you. Don't let me see you again. Yes, ma'am. The two suspicious-looking men quickly drive away under Zhaohui's watchful gaze. As she watches them leave, Aida blows to Zhaohui. I'm sorry, Miss Zhaohui. I didn't mean to stop you from looking into things just now. No need to apologize, I understand. The troupe doesn't need disturbances before the show begins. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. So, I have another imposition to make. Yeah, Aida is getting more sus and sus with each time she speaks. Aida puts her hands together and bows slightly to Zhaohui. Could you please not tell the others about it? I don't want the others to worry about me. And the fact that not the Aida, but the other girl with similar name that wanted to hire us as a bodyguard was worried of her, there's something going on. Please. Please, Miss Zhaohui, please. In the end, Aida's sincere plea triumphed over Zhaohui. Alright, I will be quiet about this. But if anything comes up that disturbs the show, I will tell the troupe the truth. Yeah, that's fine. It is a deal then. Thanks, Miss Zhaohui. Oh yeah, we should go back to our camp. Rehearsal ought to be starting soon. And we have spent enough time out here at this. Aida hurries over to the jeep parked nearby. Zhaohui jogs after her, but she casts her eyes into the distance, toward the direction of the man's vehicle. Secret tears, the sound of arguing and crying, are heard from a corner. Night falls, and the troupe campsite, which was bustling with activity during the day, has calmed down as everyone retires to their quarters to rest. However, Zhaohui is quietly opening the door to her quarters. After quickly looking around outside and ensuring everything is normal, she surreptitiously drives away from the campsite. The jeep races over the wilderness toward the abandoned town Zhaohui and Aida has visited in the day for their cultural inspiration. She parks outside the town, then dismounts before examining her surroundings and the ground. The two of them left from here. Those tight cracks look new, and they match the model of the jeep and the direction they took to leave. That's right, these are the tracks. She followed their somewhat indistinct tire tracks, the jeep turning here and there, stopping and starting again. Finally, Zhaohui comes to a halt outside a secluded valley. Before her are dozens of vehicle tracks, all leading towards the valley mouth. What's going on here? Zhaohui parks her jeep in a secluded corner and cautiously approaches the mouth of the valley. She looks for a good vantage point, which she can use to peer deeper within. At its floor, she sees several rows of dilapidated houses. Their light illuminates the valley and the vehicles of various makes driving through it. As walls and the people patrolling beside them as well. Even from afar, their unique style of dress instantly tells Zhaohui who they are. Bodyguards. Okay. Zhaohui frowns. The Bodyguards are endemic to the Yellow Zone, so finding one of their bases isn't exactly out of the ordinary. However, the man she caught earlier today did not seem like Bodyguard. So what exactly is going on here? Just as Zhaohui sinks into thoughts, she hears a sound from nearby. "We have found it! Over here!" Zhaohui quickly ducks behind a pile of rocks and looks at the source of the sound. A part of figures walk through the night. The one in front appears to be a girl, and the one behind is wearing a huge coat. There seems to be something familiar about them. Zhaohui ups the output of her visual modules, but just as she's about to study them in more details, they suddenly turn towards her. "Look out, there's someone up ahead." Oh god, the speaker opens fire and a bullet kicks up a spray of sands at Zhaohui's feet. The girl is already running towards her. Zhaohui ducks behind a nearby wall. The fact that they have managed to spot her so easily is a clear sign that they are not ordinary people, and normally, picking a 1-on-2 fight would be not wise. However, if the one is in the back is somewhat important, then taking them out might be a good idea too. Upon making up her mind, Zhaohui bursts out from behind a pile of rocks and throws her grapple rope out of the claw-coated figure. "Look out!" The girl immediately turns to cover Zhaohui's targets, but she cannot swat the grapple away in time. The coated figure executes a combat roll and evades the throw's spike. However, Zhaohui has already launched herself forward by now. "Commander? Commander?" Another burst of bullets blocks Zhaohui's steps. Droning out of the girl's wounds, Zhaohui evades them with a rapid dash and her hand tightened around her knives as she leaps forward again. The blade slashes through the fabric of the cloth, and the light reflects from the knife's blade illuminates its wearer's face. "Commander? Commander? Zhaohui?" After a little scuffle, I explain the reason why we are here to Zhaohui. "You're saying that you were to investigate Bodyguard's activity in the region?" Sure we were investigate the Bodyguard's activity in the region. Indeed, the Elmo recently got a commission to track down the Bodyguards. You would not have known because Rosa and I set out a little after you. Ah, yeah, okay. So when she left, we received this Bodyguard request. According to brief, this particular band has been going all out with the killing, looting and burning, and a few broker friends of mine have reported losing stocks to them as well. They are very familiar with terrain, and we only just managed to find those bases today. But enough about us. Enough. But enough about us. What about you, Zhaohui? I suppose someone as capable as you must think nothing of coming to Bodyguard stronghold by yourself so late at night. It was merely a coincidence that I ended up here. I did not expect that the Bodyguards would have their eyes on my client. Seriously? Who is this client of yours anyway? She's an actress. Her troupe just arrived in the settlement yesterday, and they are preparing for a show. I have no idea why the Bodyguards would go after her. Perhaps it is just a misunderstanding. After all, they are performing Troupe from the Green Zone. So perhaps they appear like lamb sheeps to these hungry wolves. Yeah, and Aida says that she's very unfamiliar with Yellow Zone. It's getting more suspicious and suspicious. I see. Still, she only arrived yesterday, and people already have their sights on her. It is quite surprising just how eager the Bodyguards are about all this. What do you plan to do now, Commander? Are you going to wipe out the stronghold? Sure. I'm not in a hurry to do so. My assignment was to conduct a discreet investigation. So in principle, I'm just supposed to remotely observe them. The important thing is to get a feel for their overall situation. So I won't be making contact with them or entering their hideouts unless I have to. And besides, it seems the Bodyguards have some kind of a boss in charge of them. They have more than one base, so sniffing them all out is going to take a while. What a pain. Zhaohui thinks for a while. A moment later, she looks up at me. In that case, I have a proposition, Commander. Go ahead. At first, I thought that this was just an ordinary case of someone trying to intimidate my client, but things are clearly not that simple, since the situation involves the Bodyguards. After taking into consideration the Troupe's safety and the secret investigation you are conducting, would you be willing to join the Troupe's protection mission for the time being and work with me? So the Troupe serves as a both bait and a cover for our investigation? It does sound like a win-win situation. Yes. Also, if anything happens, the client and the Troupe will be safer with you and Miss Cross around. I don't mind, but the client and the Troupe, on the other hand, I will speak with them about it. However, the Troupe's funds are limited, and they probably won't be able to pay you too well. Well, this Bodyguard situation commission, he is actually paying us very well. Don't mind. There's no need for that. Ultimately, we are both making use of each other's here. And besides, Monsoon has done their fair share of free labor for me too. Are you happy with that, Leader Zhaohui? I chuckle and extend a friendly hand to Zhaohui. She is silent for a moment, and then she extends her hand to me. One that's covered in scars. That's strange. Since when was Zhaohui such a miser? Fixing this level of synthetic skin damage would not cost that much. Before I can ask further, Zhaohui nods to me. Glad to be working with you, Commander. So that will be the conclusion of the part 1. The event is a bit longer than I expected, so will be probably 3 parts of it. She is very distant and quiet, and probably the scars on her arm also indicate some past. Also this Aida girl, who knows what's happening, but it's kind of interesting to the event so far. So that will be the end of the part 1. I will be thank you for watching, listening. I wish you a good day, night, afternoon, and see you in part 2. Take care.